Hello, I am NovaSC, and why is there pinging going on here? What is that? Okay, defend hatchery. He pinged himself. Interesting. He was really just confused at the beginning of this game. Anyway, yes, as I was saying, I am NovaSC, and I'm bringing you a replay of mine from, I think this was about a month ago. I think I was looking through my replays folder. I have a bit of spare time this afternoon, and I thought I'd bring one fantastic game, or hopefully fantastic, for my YouTube channel, because I don't upload it to it as regularly as I used to. So I thought I'd try and find a doozy. I suppose already said good luck, have fun. No, we've just had a little chat without saying good luck, have fun. Yeah, I was hoping to find a doozy, and I think I should have found a doozy because the name of this replay was Sweet Jesus with several exclamation marks. So I mean, it must have been pretty good, because I also don't save replays very often. So this has got to be something special. Though I haven't watched it since I played it. Though with the exception of checking that the length isn't like 2 minutes, which would be a pretty shitty thing to cast. It's actually a number above 2 without giving too much away. So my opponent is a Zerg buddy, and he's a master level opponent, and this was a game very soon before I got promoted to masters, which I've been recently promoted to masters, if you didn't know. So I was playing a decent standards at this point, and because he's masters, obviously he's going to be playing at good standards as well, so it should be a good game. And I've gone for an expansion, so I'm not doing anything too bronze level. That's nice. And this is a very, very standard opening from my opponent. And did I actually scout? I had a little scout as well, yeah, this is a scout of that. And I got pretty much all the information I needed there. So I'm going to be able to react perfectly to this. I saw the pool timing, saw the gas timing, and that's all you really need for now. As I tend to do, as many of any people that regularly play against me will know, that I like to hide a probe here and then. I'm always thinking of more creative places to hide those probes, because the proximity of the hidden probe to your opponent isn't that necessary, isn't that important. The most important part is that it's outside of your base, and it's just somewhere on the map, and that it can make a sequence of moves without being seen easily to get into the ideal position, such as about here to build a pylon, something like that. And a good thing about building pylons like this, for example, is that you can often see the base going down as well. That's a bit of fun. Downside is it's really usually scouted really fast, but you know, I like scouting these bases. Anyway, so my opponent has gone really nice on units so far. If we look at the unit count, we're very even on units, and he only has 2 Zerglings out at the moment. I have been chrono boosting out that cybernetics core, the warp gate research, and I've been making a few sentries. I've got 2 so far, and building a photon cannon at the beginning, at the front of the base there. The hidden sneaky probe has planted down a pylon and then gone to scout. Important to do the scout in that order, the scout and pylon building in that order, because if it does for whatever reason get caught by a bunch of Zerglings, you're not going to be able to hide that pylon, which is quite obvious really. And here we go in now. I've kept on 1 gas for a very long time. I have added it on now, obviously, and I have been producing only sentries with my gas, and I'm going to push out now. And he sees that immediately, produces 20 Zerglings, and he gets +1 armor, which is a really nice call. So if I were to follow up this aggression with more aggression, lots of gateway unit aggression, he would be more than prepared for this. This is a really nice opening fact. But this is going to hit a bit too early for him. This isn't like a rush or anything. This is like a very modestly timed push. It's not too difficult to defend as a Zerg. What is difficult to do though as a Zerg is to not produce too many units, which is what we'll often see from an opponent. He's produced a good amount of Zerglings, and he's making another 20 already. If we look at the unit count, I'm sneaking ahead in the units now, so that's nice. That's nice. So I'm moving in with these sentries and a few zealots. and we'll see a spine crawler get moved in for my opponent. He's just starting that, I think. Yeah, he's just starting that. Ideally, you'd have one in his natural ready and be moving it over, but you can't have everything the way we want. Engaging, getting a good surround there. This wasn't ideal for him. He's done a lot of damage here. Done a lot of damage to those zealots, but oh, sorry, I'm gonna do something really bad. I'm sorry about this. I'm really sorry about this. Gameplay. Show life bars always. Show unit life bars always. I'm not sure why that turned off. I didn't turn that off. And here we go. He did a lot of damage there, but he's hemorrhaging Zerglings here. And a big mistake that he made here was engaging without his queens. He got a big wrap of Zerglings around my units, but his queens weren't attacking. He was missing out on some very vital damage. He probably thought he could take it, but sentries are very useful here. And I did end up losing all of my sentries. I probably could have backed out before that very last push, but I was just forcing out so many units. He made a lot more queens than he was probably hoping for. He hasn't been ejecting his this base here because he moved his queen away. And yeah, he's been very, very distracted at this point. And if we look at the unit count, as I would expect, I'm 16 probes ahead, which is quite a lot more than the standard at this point. Though often this build will deny the third base, which is the ideal, obviously, which is the dream scenario. Having this big of a worker advantage is really nice, so it's good. And it allows me to be able to add on gateways, which I'm going to do, and add on extra tech, because I know I've already got enough probes at this point. And in fact, I'm adding on more, because I'm an actual crazy bastard. I'm making a few more, and I'm going to rally over and take that third. So I do have that nice work advantage, but a big disadvantage is I didn't take a third, and I lost all those sentries, which is going to make it harder for me to take a third in the future, so that's not so nice. I do have a few stalkers. I almost have +2 and blink, which is a really nice combo. They're going to be very powerful stalkers, and they're going to stay alive for a long time unless he gets an overwhelming critical mass of Zerglings to kill them, of course. Robotic Spay is my tech of choice, and this is a style that I'm not doing so much anymore. I, like many of the good pro players at the moment, am going for more of Zealot Archon sort of style with immortals. In this game, it's actually going to be a Colossus, which is interesting enough. And it can be effective. It can be really effective. You need a big, beefy army to defend the Colossus in the back. But with that range, you're going to be putting in a lot of damage. Not necessarily only to the anti-light units, to the light units. And it's a... That music came in at a very interesting time. That's a perfect time. It's just as these Zerglings came in. It's like these Zerglings have a theme music, and it is this music we're hearing right now. And a push comes in, and he's getting a perfect wrap, but I can blink away, and with the cannon supporting, this is too good of a position. They're not getting the surface area that they'd hoped for, and I do have a Colossus now. This is going to completely shut down any Zergling aggression. He's made a lot of Zerglings here. If we look at the unit count, he's still trailing, and I would have thought he'd be able to catch up at this point, considering he's been on 3 bases for so long without expanding. I would have thought he would have caught up in the worker count. He made a lot of Zerglings and have not actually done anything. And has he seen this attack coming? He's seen a pylon. He hasn't seen the Zealots though, and I'm going to run these away. I'm a sneaky bastard. Oh no, I haven't. I'm not going to run them away. I mean, they're not trading too badly though. Look at that! Whoa! You haven't lost any Zealots left. Yeah. Wow! This is a cost-efficient quadruple Zealots warp in there. Very cost-efficient. That's nice. And I've got my 2 Colossus in now. And I'm going to be attacking from a different angle. The sneaky probe is still around, and it actually immediately replaced the pylon. This looks like a mistake. It looks like a mispathing there, revealing my stalkers. But I actually did that on purpose, believe it or not. I'm actually purposely poking, playing with I'm playing with him a bit here because his army... I had a suspicion that his army was much stronger than this little group here, and if I got caught out of position, he'd kill the whole army and take the game. So I'm being very risky pushing up here. But I'm trying to deny creep. I'm also trying to pull him away from making attacks. I'm trying to distract him, and I'm sure I will start warping in units here as well. Mighty soon. And I'm just trying to draw him back and forth, so he's always focused on my army rather than attacking me. And we've got some Zerglings harassing over here, but it's not actually going to do much damage. He's spotted the pylon, he's going to kill it off. That aggression was deflected very easily, and he's getting into a very nasty position here. He did not catch up in workers as much as I thought he did while I was playing this game, even though it was a while ago. I think I remember having the feeling that he's caught up in economy at this point, but I don't think that's the case. I'm still slightly far ahead, and I've got so many probes. This is 65 probes. That's almost too many probes. And I would like to think I would stop producing probes at this point. I have got a fantastic economy, and I've got a very strong army with lots of tech coming in. Storm, and I'm producing multiple Dark Templar and Zealots to begin harassing. I'm just moving these pylons further and further back each time he kills it. And you think he'd learn by now, but absolutely not. So he's absolutely aware that I'm on this left-hand side, and he's producing some units to defend it. And while I go on the left-hand side, distracting him, I move in with my DTs and Zealots, pulling his army back out of position. Somehow, for some reason, bringing his whole army to deal with these DTs, which wasn't very wise. And at the meantime, I'm attacking into his natural. What's he going to do? He hasn't got... He almost has a... There we go. He almost has detection. There we go. Now I'm pushing it into the natural. And I'm actually going to kill off this base. And a bunch of workers as well. Those extended thermal lancers. Lance-eye. Shredding through Zerglings. A follow-up push with Zealots from the right-hand side. Actually finishing off that base, which is quite impressive. So you'd have thought he'd at least leave a couple of units back. I mean, I've been doing this so much. I've been reproducing these pylons, resending in units, but he just hasn't quite learnt, which is a bit sad for him. I've got my Storm up now. He has a lot of corruptors. This is a good number of corruptors as well. So this is the amount of corruptors that you'd sort of start needing to properly shut down Colossus. If you have like just a couple corruptors, they become sort of an anti-timing. They don't really do anything. But once you get like, this is 14 corruptors. Yeah, that's pretty good. In fact, killing the base again, doing the exact same movement. He's being a good boy. Sending Zealots, sending Zerglings the whole way down this right-hand flank, trying to kill off these pylons. But ZTs are going to deflect that. He actually needs to send an overseer. He's probably being tested in his multitasking sense here. In his multitasking. He must know. I think he must know that these armies on the right hand side. And I could potentially deny this natural again, which would not be fun for him. For some reason, there's High Templar. Very isolated on their own. Poor little guys. I must have forgotten about them. Now going into charge, which is very late for a PvZ. It's just because I've gone for the very old school Wings of Liberty, Blinkstalker Colossus style. And I'm sending in the units again. Literally while his army's still there. While his army was still there, these were walking in. I'm going to have to kill this base again. His hemorrhaging units here. The units can... I'm 10 workers ahead in a Protoss versus Zerg. I am equal on bases at this point. And abusing the ramp there to use my storms as efficiently as possible. But like I said before, he does have a critical mass of corruptors, and he's going to make short work of those Colossus. But I'm fine with that. In fact, I'm not even replacing them. I'm not even replacing Colossus back home. Oh, there we go. That's the first one I've started remaking. Oh, actually, forget I said that. Even though I saw all those corruptors, I am making lots of Colossus, which wasn't... I don't know how much I agree with that. Probably Immortals would be better. But he doesn't have any chance at this point. He's taking a lot of damage from the right hand side still, and he's taken I think, almost critical losses now. The lair is a big deal, and he's not actually adding on an extra lair. His one saving grace here is that 8 Broodlords. 8 Broodlords, interesting enough, is probably going to kill my whole army. If he, unless he does this. Oh. Never mind. Alright. And there we have it. That's the game. That's the game. A nice blink to deny those Broodlords. That's all you really need. If he had any sort of army at all left, the Broodlords would have actually absolutely crushed this army, I think. But unfortunately it was a bit too late. Slightly too late, and unfortunately just took too much damage. I think the winning move was just constantly pressurizing this base, and it just drew him out of position too often, and I was able to do critical damage to his main. So yeah, I hope you like the game. I think I saved this one because I haven't really seen these tactics work in such a convincing fashion. I don't know how long. I don't know how long. So this is very interesting that it worked against a master level player, and this was soon before I got promoted. So the MMR from this was absolutely vital. So if you don't try these strategies very often, I'd say that you should do them more often because they are fantastic. Oh, look how cute this is! He's powering his Greater Spire with the creep from this Overlord. Fantastic. Anyway, I hope you like that. I haven't actually commentated a game for a long time, so probably a bit lacklustering. I actually remember that on a couple of points I wasn't moving the camera too much, and I was actually just looking at the minimap to see what was going on and talking, which isn't not too pro, not such a pro thing to do. Anyway, yeah. I'll see you later. I'll bring you a few more of these in the future. I do have some more replays in a replays folder that I'd like to bring you. I'll see you later. Goodbye.